So I recently found this tool that genuinely feels like cheating for anyone creating content online. Imagine having a 2-hour live stream or an hour-long vlog, and instead of manually sifting through everything, something smart instantly slices and presents you with ready-to-post clips. That's exactly what Vizard does. It's an AI that automatically edits your long videos into clips that are actually built to go viral. Not only does it edit, but it schedules those clips for you, and even gives you a clean content calendar to keep your entire output organized. It sounds simple on the surface, but the experience is like finally having an assistant who instinctively understands what kind of content actually gains traction. Now, you've seen a lot of AI tools pop up recently, like Runway Gen 3 or Pika Labs, which focus heavily on creating flashy new visuals or text-to-video magic. But for most creators, the real persistent pain point isn't making shiny new stuff. It's efficiently turning the gold you already recorded into consistent, snackable posts. This is why Vizard is so relevant. It doesn't try to replace skilled filmmakers or animators. It just turns your existing long-form material into a steady stream of clips that actually perform well. I want to walk you through my actual session so you can see clearly where this tool absolutely shines and maybe where it still needs a little refinement. I signed up, usually finding a trial tier available, and then I went ahead and imported a few different long-form videos, a full podcast, a behind-the-scenes vlog, and a couple of my live recordings. Incredibly, in less than a minute, Vizard had analyzed all of them and immediately surfaced a gallery full of suggested clips for my review. What felt genuinely wild was how effectively it could spot those nuanced moments, a genuine laugh, a strong opinion, or a surprising reaction, and automatically suggest cut points, titles, and even thumbnails. For anyone who absolutely hates the manual process of chopping up footage, that feature alone is the ultimate selling point. My first impressions were that the interface is very tidy, deliberately avoiding the mistake of shoving every single feature right in your face. You get 3 main areas: the AI auto-edit suggestions, a dedicated queue for those high-potential viral candidate clips, and the content calendar view for scheduling. It utilizes very basic but highly effective UX principles, successfully doing what so many competitors fail to do by focusing only on complex visual effects. While other tools force you to continue doing the actual grunt work of chopping and scheduling, Vizard successfully takes that entire repetitive labor off your plate. Now, of course, it isn't absolutely perfect, and I did find a few things worth pointing out to you directly. The auto-detected highlights are generally very accurate, but occasionally it suggests a moment that really needs a tighter trim or a slightly different thumbnail to maximize its impact. Furthermore, while the automatic captioning is decent enough, it's not flawless, meaning you'll likely want to quickly edit a couple of lines if absolute tonal clarity is important. These aren't deal breakers by any means. They're just a natural part of the AI-assisted experience where a final human touch definitely elevates the finished product. Let me dive into the specifics of how I rigorously tested this platform to see exactly where it delivered on its promises. I specifically uploaded 3 distinct videos, a 1.5-hour interview, a 35-minute travel vlog, and a full 2-hour gaming livestream recording. Within just a few minutes after that, Vizard successfully generated a full set of suggested clips for every single video. We are talking dozens of options, all ranked by their predicted virality score. One feature I really appreciated was the preview feed, which let me quickly scrub through all the suggested clips without ever having to leave the main page. Clicking on any clip immediately opened a small, focused editor where I could easily tweak the exact trim point, rapidly change the title, and select a better thumbnail image. The entire process felt extremely straightforward, which is a huge plus when you are trying to move content out quickly. I leaned heavily on a few specific features during my testing, starting with the core function of auto-editing viral clips. This literally picks out the segments that have the highest probability of performing well across platforms, which is huge for saving time. It's not magic every single time, but I estimate it saved me at least a full day of work compared to manually scanning footage for those moments. The AI is really good at catching those obvious reactions, punchlines, and moments of light conflict that stop a casual scroller in their tracks. Next up is the auto schedule feature, which lets you define how often you want to post, and then it intelligently queues all the clips for you. I set mine for 3 posts per week, and it immediately populated my calendar with suggested times that felt genuinely smart, not just random midday slots. You can always override any suggestion, of course, but the default scheduling logic is surprisingly well informed about when people are online. The real game changer for me, however, was the dedicated content calendar view, which truly sets this apart from most creative-only AI tools. Everything lives in one central spot: the clips themselves, the scheduled posts, the necessary platform tags, and even snapshots of early analytics. Reordering or exporting posts from this calendar is as simple as a drag-and-drop action, making management incredibly fluid. To provide a real comparison, I tried mimicking this exact workflow using a couple of other popular solutions available right now. Some competitors offer clip extraction, but they are often clunky to use, or they hit you with a surprise charge for every single export you try to make. Other tools generate brand new content, which is cool, but they offer almost no help in managing the actual process of posting or building that consistent pipeline. Tools like Runway and other generative video platforms are fantastic for creative visual effects or achieving those emergent, trendy styles. However, they fundamentally do not solve the everyday, grinding problem of getting your existing archive seen consistently across channels. Pika Labs and similar generators can sometimes become quite pricey, and their main focus is creating entirely new assets rather than efficiently repurposing what you already own. Even Luma Labs, which does an amazing job with surreal scenes and fantastic renders, is squarely focused on creation, not on the necessary task of distribution. I think many creators don't fully appreciate how much valuable time just disappears in that initial, tedious find the clip step. You could potentially have the most insightful content ever recorded, but if it never gets posted consistently, it simply cannot build any meaningful momentum. Vizard's absolute sweet spot is taking that slow, soul-crushing process and transforming it into a reliable, almost automated publishing machine. The AI provides excellent initial suggestions, but crucially, you remain the final director who can polish the titles and perfect the captions. It really feels like a powerful collaboration between smart software and your own refined creative taste, not a replacement for you. Now, here are a few practical tips I picked up while actively testing the platform for the first time. First, never blindly accept every single top pick the AI gives you. Quickly scan the first 10 and just mark the 3 or 4 that genuinely feel the strongest to you. The AI is brilliant at volume and speed, but you are the one with the refined taste. And together you achieve incredible speed. Second, seriously utilize the scheduling feature to batch your entire posting cadence for the week and then just let it run on autopilot for a few days. You'll likely be surprised how much easier maintaining genuine consistency becomes when you remove the daily posting decision. My third tip is to always customize those thumbnails because the auto-generated ones are fine, but a high contrast frame dramatically boosts click-through rates. And finally, always clean up the auto-generated captions for maximum clarity and punch, as that directly impacts viewer retention. For creators concerned about the potential cost implications, Vizard offers several flexible tiers for every budget level. The entry plan gives you plenty of monthly processing and scheduling capacity just to properly test the system without any major budget commitment. It's much better than platforms that charge you a small fee every single time you export a clip, because those costs accumulate incredibly fast if you try to scale your posting. Even high-end generative tools often lock their highest quality visual outputs behind the most expensive subscription plans, forcing a big upfront decision. Vizard's model genuinely feels structured to be creator-friendly, allowing you to scale your output volume first before needing to upgrade for more advanced features. I internally scored the results I got while going through my testing process to give you a tangible idea of the performance level. For a standard interview successfully turned into about a dozen highly shareable highlights, Vizard earned a very solid 9 out of 10 rating from me. The clips needed almost no manual trimming, and honestly, the suggested titles it came up with were surprisingly catchy and effective. However, when testing it on content that was very visually stylized, like cinematic travel montages where the key moment is incredibly subtle, it fell a little short, scoring more like a 7 out of 10. That type of footage really demands a human eye to perfectly craft the specific mood and timing you are aiming for. And for those frantic livestream highlights filled with rapid-fire chatter and sometimes long setup periods, it performed well but needed a bit more manual trimming to really hit that perfect sweet spot, landing at an 8 out of 10. So my overall verdict is this. If you are a creator, influencer, or small team sitting on hours of existing footage, Vizard is one of the most practical tools you can integrate right now. It absolutely won't replace your core creative judgment, and it won't produce surreal, impossible generative scenes like the newest video models. What it does instead is solve that persistent daily grind of turning your valuable long-form content into a reliable, consistent short-form presence. Remember, consistency is the quiet, relentless engine that drives real, sustainable growth in the digital space. If you are curious to test it out, I highly recommend you import a 30 to 60-minute clip and let Vizard automatically generate those highlights for you. Then pick the top 5 clips it suggests. Spend 5 minutes tweaking the thumbnails and captions, schedule them for the week, and then just watch the engagement metrics start to climb. And if you are already using other AI tools for pure creation, Vizard fits perfectly into that existing pipeline to extract the moments that truly spread. Alright, that wraps up my full run-through of this incredibly useful utility. I plan on continuing to poke at the feature set and test more complex edge cases over the next few weeks. But as of right now, Vizard is the tool I recommend most highly if your primary goal is growth driven by consistent short-form content without risking complete creative burnout. Go try it out for yourself, and then tell me in the comments which surprising clips the AI managed to surface from your own backlog of videos. I have a strong feeling you are going to be genuinely surprised at what kind of shareable moments the AI finds hidden inside your work. That's all for this one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.